Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. Today, again, we have with us an art film expert and an officer of the Vedic Thamsan Sun. So, how did the vision of creating skill academies in partnership with the Art of Living International Center emerge? Yeah, Gurudev, yes, thank you for joining us today. So, the vision emerged from a simple observation. Firstly, it was the former president of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovindji, who visited our Bangalore ashram and inaugurated the Japanese Language Academy, which was supposed to create employment for youths who want to travel to Japan and get employed there and train them in Japanese. Similarly, today's youth need both skills for employment and skills for life. Technologies like AI, data science, digital marketing, and automation are reshaping the world. But alongside this rapid development, we noticed the rising stress, anxiety, and confusion among students and job seekers. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has always emphasized that progress must be holistic. So the idea was created a campus where youth learn cutting edge future skills and simultaneously strengthen their body, mind, and spirit through Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and yoga, and DSN, and personality development. From the Vedic Dharma Sansthan perspective, we saw a need for value based education. We felt that along with learning AI or blockchain, students should be rooted in ethics, dharma, and a sense of cultural belonging. This is why the inclusion of the Upanayanam, Homas, Pujas, and Parayanas is important. These purify the mind, enhance focus, and create a sattvic environment where learning becomes easier. Together, these academies aim to produce professionals who are skilled, ethical, and spiritually strong. Now, why is integrating future skills with spirituality important for employment and long term success? Jai Gurudev, future employment won't depend only on knowledge, it will depend on stability of mind, clarity of thought, creativity, EQ, leadership, and the ability to collaborate. Sudarshan Kriya, Sahat Samadhi meditation, yoga, and art of living processes make the nervous system resilient and the mind sharp. When a student learns AI or data science with a calm, centered mind, their performance multiplies. That is why Google, NASA, and top universities send people to art of living programs because the techniques enhance productivity and innovation. The Vedic Samsthan brings an ancient perspective. True success requires dharma, integrity, humility, and blessings. When students participate in homas, Ganapati Homa, Navgraha Homa, or Rudrabhishekams, it removes obstacles and balances energies. The Parayanas like Vishnu Sahasranama or Srimad Bhagavad Gita recitation strengthen willpower, discipline, and focus. A person grounded in Vedic values becomes trustworthy, sincere, and capable of long term growth. Employers today do not just want skill, they want reliability and character. How do these skill academies prepare students for high paying jobs in AI, data science, and emerging sectors? Together, we have designed industry standard modules that mirror global job roles. Students learn AI, prompt engineering, Python, automation, cybersecurity, digital marketing, UI, UX, product management, and blockchain through hands on projects. The curriculum is reviewed by industry experts from Microsoft, Google, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, and global startups. But the real differentiator in our daily routine is Sudarshan Kriya Pranayama, three-stage pranayama, Bhastrika Yoga, guided meditation, Sahat Samadhi meditation, and time with nature on the Bangalore campus. A calm mind absorbs concepts faster and retains them longer. This gives the Art of Living trained students a distinct advantage over typical tech learners. We have incorporated Vedic principles that strengthen cognitive and emotional capabilities. The chanting, the sankalpa, the homa rituals for concentration, the Gayatri homas and the parayanas for intellect, and regular satsang for emotional well-being. These practices increase the brain's alpha waves, improve memory, and bring inner confidence. When students enter interviews, they are not nervous, they are centered. That is why our placement success is exceptionally high. Now, how do you ensure employability, internships, and placements? Jagadish, we have created partnerships with multinational companies, Indian IT firms, and emerging startups. Our placement cell works on resume building, mock interviews, portfolio creation, LinkedIn optimization, and professional communication. Students get real world internships through industry collaborations. The unique combination of skill plus calm mind makes them stand out. Many recruiters return every year because Art of Living trained students demonstrate peak performance, team spirit, and positive attitude, which reduces workplace conflicts and burnout. Now, from the Vedic side, we emphasize ethics and duty or kartavya. Through Vedic wisdom sessions, Parayanas, and Huma, students develop sincerity and purity of intention. Employers trust people who have integrity. We also help students maintain Naitiki Shiksha and offer guidance for work life balance. Our goal is not just getting them employed, but helping them sustain long term success, promotions, and leadership roles. Now, how do these academies support entrepreneurship and wealth creation? Negative entrepreneurship requires creativity, stress resilience, big picture thinking, and decision making under uncertainty. To Sahat Samadhi meditation, advanced programs, DSN, and leadership workshops, we help students expand their confidence and visionary thinking. They also learn digital marketing, scaling strategies, and product design, and global business models. Many graduates launch AI automation agencies, marketing startups, tech consultancies, or build apps that generate recurring income. The Vedic tradition teaches that wealth or the Lakshmi follows purity, discipline, and blessings. We conduct the Lakshmi Homas, the Dhanvantri Homas, and the Vastu Homas, and the Yagyas for abundance and protection from obstacles. Students also learn the Vedic principles of wealth management, the clarity, and the Sattvic living and karma through the Mahalakshmi Homam. This grounding ensures that their success remains stable and aligned with Dharma. When skill meets purity, prosperity naturally comes. Now, how does the Sudarshan Kriya specifically enhance learning of complex skills like AI and data science? The Sudarshan Kriya is not just a breathing technique, it is a neurobiological upgrade. Students learning difficult subjects like machine learning, neural networks, algorithms, or data structures often face mental fatigue and overthinking. Sudarshan Kriya oxygenates the brain deeply, resets the nervous system, and releases stress that blocks learning. When a student practices it regularly, their attention span increases, memory retention improves, and they can concentrate for long hours without burnout. Many students report that after the Kriya, their mind feels clear like clean glass, allowing them to absorb coding and analytics concepts effortlessly. This gives them a major edge over others who prepare under stress. Ayurvedic texts describe breath as a bridge between body and mind. When breath is harmonious, the mind is sharp. This is exactly what Sudarshan Kriya achieves, a balance of prana. In ancient Gurukula, students started their day with pranayama and mantra chanting for the same reason, to prepare the mind for Vidya by combining Sudarshan Kriya with Parayanas like the Gayatri Mantras, the Saraswati Stotram, and the Vishnu Sahasranamas. The intellect becomes bright. Thus, even the most complex modern subjects become digestible. Now, how do the homas and the pujas and the parayanas influence the mindset needed for high paying jobs? When students participate in homas or pujas, they experience a deep sense of grounding, gratitude, and emotional release. This creates an inner stability, something employers value highly. A calm and stable mind leads to better decision making, problem solving, and teamwork. Many students who were anxious or demotivated found that homas like the Navagraha Homa, the Mahaganapati Homa, or the Rudra Homa removed deep seated fears, giving them newfound courage to face interviews and demanding job roles. These rituals also help in reducing internal conflict, making students more harmonious and effective in their professional journey. Now, homas purify the environment, stabilize planetary influences, and invoke divine blessings. For example, the Ganapati Homa remove obstacles, Saraswati Homa enhances learning, and Sudarshan Homa gives protection. When students engage in these sacred processes, their mind becomes steady and their intentions become pure. This purity translates into ethical behavior, diligence, and sincerity, qualities that employers trust. Parayanas such as the Bhagavad Gita recitation instill discipline and emotional mastery, which are essential for climbing the corporate ladder. Now, how will the skill academies ensure global competitiveness for Indian youth? Jai Gurudev, yes, we follow a global curriculum designed with the inputs from Silicon Valley experts, IT professors, and industry leaders. Students work on real world projects, GIT Hub portfolios, AI tools, prompt engineering workflows, and automation scripts that match international standards. Additionally, we bring in global mentors who share insights about remote work, freelancing, entrepreneurship, and international job markets. The Art of Living ecosystem provides discipline and stress free living, enabling students to compete globally without mental burnout. Global competitiveness is not just knowledge, it requires inner strength, clarity, humility, and values. Ayurvedic teachings ensure that students remain grounded and balanced even when exposed to international environments. The Parayanas teach humility, and the Homas give blessings, and the ethical teachings reduce ego. When an Indian youth carries skill plus stability plus values, they become unstoppable globally. That is our goal. Now, in what ways do these academies address the rising mental health issues in students and working professionals? The number one challenge today is overthinking, anxiety, and burnout. Our programs include daily Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, yoga, nature walks, satsangs, and silence processes. These practices release emotional toxins and restore mental balance. Students sleep better, focus better, and return to learning with enthusiasm. Instead of suppressing stress, they learn scientific methods to eliminate it. Mentorship circles and counseling support further strengthen emotional well-being. Now, the Vedic tradition has always emphasized mental purity through japa, the homa, the mantra, and the sevas. Creating mantras like Mahamrityunjay mantra or Gayatri mantra stabilizes the mind. Participating in homas burns negative impressions. Doing seva builds confidence and removes feelings of isolation. Together, these practices create a positive mental climate that modern therapy alone cannot achieve. This holistic approach prevents depression and strengthens the inner self. Now, how do these academies teach financial literacy and wealth creation? Yeah, we teach modern financial tools like stock market basics, mutual funds, compounding in real estate, digital assets, and entrepreneurship. Students learn how to create multiple income sources, manage expenses, and plan for long term wealth. They also learn negotiation, communication, leadership, and networking, all essential for high income. We complement this with Vedic perspectives on wealth, how Lakshmi flows, how to maintain purity of earning, how to avoid greed, and how giving unlocks abundance. Students also learn about Dhana Dharma, charity, Vastu, and energetic alignment for prosperity. Wealth created with ethics stays stable, wealth created without Dharma collapses. We train students to build sustainable abundance. Now, how is the digital marketing integrated with spiritual learnings? Yes, Jagadev, digital marketing is about clarity, creativity, and understanding human behavior. Meditation and Sudarshan Kriya sharpen intuition, making students better at content creation, branding, and audience psychology. Many of our students use their calm mind to design high impact campaigns and ads. Vedic knowledge teaches truthful communication, sattvic messaging, and ethical marketing. When students follow Dharma in digital storytelling, their work naturally attracts success without manipulation. This creates trustworthy marketeers. Now, how do these academies support women empowerment? We offer leadership training, technical skill training, and emotional resilience programs for women. Many women who lacked confidence now lead projects, startups, and teams after doing art of living courses. Ayurvedic teachings honor feminine divinity, Shakti Parayanas, Lalita Sahasranamas, and Devi Homas awaken the inner strength of women trained in both modern skills and spiritual practices become fearless, wise, and capable of extraordinary success. Now, how do the ritual practices impact a student's discipline and consistency? Negative discipline becomes natural when the mind is peaceful. Practices like Sudarshan Kriya and yoga align the body's rhythm, making regular study easy. Daily rituals such as the Sandhya Vandanams, the Gayatri Japa, or the small pujas create a predictable routine. This rhythm builds consistency, which is the foundation of mastery in skill development. Now, how do the students balance intense technical learning with spiritual practices? The timetable is designed with perfect balance. Students study intensely, then refresh with yoga, meditation, nature, and satsang. This boosts productivity rather than reducing time. Vedic practices act like mental reset buttons. After a parayana or a homa, students feel recharged and ready for deeper learning. This balance is the secret of our academy. Now, what makes these skill academies different from all other institutions? Other institutions teach skills. We teach skills plus mind mastery plus life transformation. That's the difference. We add dharma, culture, values, and blessings. The result is a student who is skilled, ethical, confident, spiritual, and ready for global success without stress. Now, how does the integration of art of living practices with these 20 future skills create a unique model of holistic education? Traditional education systems often focus on skill acquisition alone, ignoring the emotional, mental, and spiritual needs of students. But our Skill Academy model recognizes a fundamental truth. Learning happens best when the mind is calm, focused, and inspired. When a young person attempts to master complex skills like artificial intelligence, blockchain, digital marketing, or cybersecurity while being stressed, distracted, or anxious, their learning efficiency collapses. However, when Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, meditation, yoga, silence programs, DSN, Sehet Samadhi and Satsang are woven into their routine, something extraordinary happens. Their mind becomes still, alert, and intuitive. This not only accelerates learning but also enhances creativity and problem solving. Now, our curriculum is structured so that technical sessions are followed by deep, energizing spiritual practices. Students are able to retain concepts better, code faster, and approach challenges with clarity rather than panic. Superhuman focus during coding sessions, creating creativity in UI UX storytelling, in digital marketing, and innovation in product management all improve dramatically when the mind is purified. Now, from a Vedic Dhamma Sansthan perspective, this integration is a modern expression of the ancient Gurukula system. Students in ancient times learned astronomy, mathematics, warfare, agriculture, and governance, but always alongside mantra chanting, yagyas, the homas, the tapas, and the seva. This combination produced individuals who are not only knowledgeable but also virtuous, fearless, and self disciplined. We are reviving this tradition in a contemporary setting. Parayanas like the Vishnu Sahasranama, Durga Saptasati, Sundarkand, and Bhagavad Gita cultivate inner stability and devotion. Homas like the Ganapati Homa, Ayush Homa, Sudarshan Homa, and the Lakshmi Homa remove karmic blocks and invoke divine grace. This purity creates students who are not only employable but exceptional human beings capable of leading society with dharma and strength. Now, how do the skill academies ensure that students become not just job ready but life ready and leadership ready? Today's companies don't just simply want coders or analysts, they want emotionally stable leaders who can think clearly, communicate effectively, and collaborate without ego. Our approach empowers students through soft skills mastery, communication, presentation, negotiation, empathy, conflict resolution, and team leadership. The mind training through spiritual processes, Sudarshan Kriya clears emotional blockages that hinder confidence, Sahat Samadhi meditation enhances intuition and decision making, yoga improves discipline and energy, real world leadership exposure through Seva projects, hackathons, innovation labs, and global mentorship circles. Students learn how to manage time, navigate workplace pressure, solve complex problems, and maintain mental composure. These qualities are crucial for climbing to senior roles like product manager, tech lead, marketing director, CTO, CEO, or entrepreneur. Leadership is not possible without dharma. The Vedic tradition teaches dharmic leadership, leading with fairness, compassion, efficiency, and clarity. Through rituals, the homas, the parayanas, the students cultivate humility and ego dissolution. When ego dissolves, true leadership emerges. Chanting Gayatri Mantra develops intellect. Reciting Vishnu Sahasranama develops steadiness, and reading Ramayana teaches responsibility. Listening to Bhagavad Gita teaches righteous decision making. We also teach the Natik Samarpan, the ethical dedication to duty. A student trained in both modern skills and Vedic values will not fall into unethical shortcuts or corporate politics. Instead, they rise naturally because of their sincerity and strong character. Now, how do the academies support students from rural, semi urban, and economically weaker backgrounds? The accessibility is a core pillar of this initiative. Many students from rural or low income families possess tremendous potential but lack exposure, confidence, and proper guidance. We provide scholarship programs for deserving students, affordable course structures and EMI options, bridge courses to strengthen basics in math, computers, and English, mentoring circles for personal guidance, hostel accommodation at subsidized rates, soft skills training to overcome communication barriers. Our teachers treat each student with compassion and respect through meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and life skills programs. Students build confidence quickly. They learn to communicate fearlessly with corporate professionals, recruiters, and mentors. The Vedic view of education is that it should reach every child of Bharat, irrespective of birth, caste, wealth, or social condition. We support rural students through free parayanas and homas for education blessings, also available freely on YouTube channel of the Vedic Dhamma Sansthan. The cultural grounding which builds self-esteem, values training which helps them compete without losing identity, guidance for career selection aligned with their dharma. When rural students receive both modern skills and spiritual grounding, they become unstoppable. Many rise to become engineers, entrepreneurs, or community leaders, inspiring entire villages. Now, how do these academies prepare students for global freelancing, remote work, and international opportunities? The future is global. The remote work, freelancing, and international contracts from the US, Europe, UAE, and Singapore are exploding. We train students in global freelancing platforms, Upwork, Fiverr, and TopTel, international communication and client management, cross cultural etiquette, proposal writing, portfolio building, and negotiation, AI assisted productivity tools, time zone management, and long term project execution. Students learn how to earn in dollars from their rooms without relocating. Meditation helps them stay disciplined, manage deadlines, and handle demanding clients without stress. From a Vedic angle, international success requires both skill and protection. We conduct homas like the Sudarshan Homa, Navgrah Homa, and the Lakshmi Homa for stability, protection, and abundance. We also teach students how to carry their cultural identity proudly abroad. When a student goes to a foreign land with a sattvic mind, strong values, self discipline, and blessings, the universe supports them in extraordinary ways. Now, how do the students practically experience transformation during the program? Like the most students arrive stressed, confused, or insecure within weeks of practicing Sudarshan Kriya, Sat Samadhi meditation, yoga, and nature immersion. They begin experiencing mental clarity, improved memory, higher confidence, emotional openness, better communication, increased focus, renewed enthusiasm, reduced overthinking, and improved sleep and health. As their mind becomes lighter, their learning speed multiplies. Many students complete projects they thought impossible earlier. Spiritually, transformation starts when the student's mind becomes pure. Through homas, the parayanas, the sevas, and the satsangs, they develop devotion, humility, gratitude, and inner strength. Their face glows, their thoughts become sattvic, and their intention becomes noble. This inner shift is a true foundation for outer success. Now, how do students master AI while maintaining mental clarity, ethics, and spiritual grounding? There's artificial intelligence is like the electricity of the future. Every industry will be powered by it. However, learning AI can be overwhelming because it involves complex concepts like neural networks, deep learning, natural language processing, and reinforcement learning and computer vision. Many students approach AI with excitement but get stuck due to stress, confusion, or lack of disciplined study habits. At our academy, the AI curriculum is paired with Sudarshan Kriya, Sahat Samadhi meditation, pranayama, and daily yoga. Meditation stabilizes the mind, allowing students to absorb mathematical concepts like back propagation or gradient descent without mental fatigue. Sudarshan Kriya removes the emotional resistance, giving them patience to debug long code, train models for hours, and work on challenging data sets. In our labs, students build real world AI tools like chatbots, automation engines, recommendation systems while staying centered and joyful. This inner peace translates into faster learning and better creativity. From the Vedic lens, AI is like a modern form of Yantra Shakti, a tool that magnifies human capabilities, but any powerful tool requires dharma. Students participate in homas such as the Ganapati Homa, the Gayatri Homa, the Krishna Kubera Homa for removal of obstacles, the Saraswati Homa for knowledge, and the Rishi Homa and the Guru Homa and the Guru Shanti Homa for clarity. To the Bhagavad Gita Parayanas, they learn how to use intelligence with humility. We teach that AI must serve humanity, not replace compassion. Ethical coding becomes natural when a student is spiritually aligned. Thus, AI becomes not a mechanical activity but a dharmic responsibility. Now, data science, how does the combination of spiritual practices enhance analytical thinking and interpretation of data? Nevertheless, data science requires intense analytical power like statistics, Python, NumPy, Pandas, machine learning models, and storytelling with data. Many students struggle not because the subject is hard, but because the mind is cluttered. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and nature based learning clear this clutter, allowing pattern recognition to emerge naturally. Students begin to see relationships between variables more intuitively. After 15 to 20 days of spiritual practices, their ability to interpret data sets improve dramatically. We have seen students go from struggling with basic probability to mastering advanced predictive modeling with confidence. Data science also requires patience, modern training, cleaning data, understanding distributions. All these demand a calm mind. That's where our program excels. Data is simply the Rita, the cosmic order, expressed numerically. In ancient texts, the rishis observed patterns in nature, astronomy, agriculture, and human behavior. Data science is a modern continuation of this ancient pattern recognition. Through chanting of the Gayatri Mantra and Vishnu Sahasranama, the intellect becomes sharp and unwavering. Homas remove unseen doshas and that create mental resistance. Students thus approach data not just mechanically, but with respect for universal order. This gives them clarity, humility, and precision in solving analytical problems. Now, cybersecurity, how do Vedic discipline and meditation strengthen focus, alertness, and ethical decision making for cybersecurity roles? The way cybersecurity demands razor sharp alertness, fast decision making, and the ability to think like both a defender and an attacker. Students must monitor vulnerabilities, penetration test systems, analyze threats, and protect digital assets. But cyber rules come with intense pressure. A distracted mind can miss a single log entry and expose an entire system. Meditation enhances vigilance. Sudarshan Kriya increases oxygen flow to the brain, keeping students alert for long hours. Yogic practices improve memory and reduce mistakes. Emotional stability prevents panic during high risk incidents. This balance transforms them into reliable cybersecurity professionals. Now, cybersecurity is deeply connected to the Raksha Dharma, the duty of protection. In ancient times, the warriors performed rituals to strengthen resolve and clarity. Today, cybersecurity professionals are digital warriors. Homas like the Sudarshan Homa and the Narasimha Homa invoke protective energies. Students learn ethical hacking with the understanding that knowledge is to protect, not harm. Dharma ensures they never misuse their skills. Vedic teachings create protectors, not predators. Now, digital marketing, how do creativity, innovation, and sattvic communication improve marketing excellence? The digital marketing requires creativity, storytelling, psychology, and quick learning. A stressed mind cannot create good copy, ads, or branding ideas. After Sudarshan Kriya and meditation, creativity flows effortlessly. Students find it easier to design campaigns, understand audience emotions, and generate impactful content. Meditation sharpens intuition, helping marketeers predict trends and consumer behavior better than analytics alone. During internships, companies often praise our students for their calm communication and originality. Now, marketing must be sattvic, truthful, and value driven. The Vedic approach to communication emphasizes clarity of the satyam, the purity of the shaucham, and the impact of the vakashuddhi. Chanting and homas purify speech. Students learn persuasive communication without manipulation. Ethical marketing builds a long term trust, which is more powerful than any algorithm. Now, product management, how do ancient leadership principles and spiritual practices enhance the modern product strategy? The product managers need clarity, communication skills, prioritization ability, and customer understanding. And leadership meditation enhances decision making and long term strategic thinking. So, Darshan Kriya helps the product managers stay objective during conflicts. Students build real products, apps, AI tools, websites, and learn leadership through Seva. They become natural guides for teams. Product management is modern Raj Dharma. A product manager must balance user needs, team harmony, and organizational goals. Similar to how ancient kings balanced their kingdoms through Bhagavad Gita teachings, students learn how to lead without ego. Homas give them mental purity, making their decisions wise and sattvic. Such product managers rise quickly in corporate roles. Now, at the emotional intelligence and self leadership. In the future workplace, the emotion intelligence EI is considered more important than technical intelligence. How do the proposed skill academies in partnership with Art of Living and Vedic Dham Sansthan prepare students to develop a high emotional intelligence and self leadership so they naturally succeed in teams and rise to leadership roles? Now, the emotional intelligence is not taught in classrooms, it is cultivated through inner stability and art of living practices like Sudarshan Kriya, deep meditation, silence programs, and yogic breathwork naturally develop qualities like calmness, resilience, clarity, and empathy. When learners start their day with sky and pranayama in the Skill Academy campus inside the Bangalore ashram, their mind becomes centered, which directly enhances decision making, problem solving, and team collaboration. Once emotional turbulence reduces, people automatically respond instead of reacting. This is the essence of EI, the emotional intelligence. Students also participate in DSN and Sahat Samadhi meditation programs, which break mental barriers and increase inner confidence. Their self leadership forms the foundation of professional leadership. Now, the Vedic wisdom teaches emotional mastery through discipline, devotion, and dharma. When youth engage in the Ganapati Homa, the Navgraha Homa, the Upanayana Samskar, the Gayatri Homas, the Krishna Homa, the Rudrabhishekams, the Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanas, their mind becomes purified and ego gets softened. These rituals align the individual with sattva, improving clarity and inner strength. The Skill Academy integrates these practices with modern EI frameworks like conflict resolution, behavioral psychology, active listening, and team dynamics. This combination creates emotionally mature professionals who remain honest, ethical, and humble, qualities that attract promotions and leadership roles. In the future job market, EI will be more valuable than coding. Our academy ensures students become balanced human beings with strong hearts, sharp minds, and compassionate behavior. Now, creativity and innovation are the fuel of tomorrow's digital economy. Whether it is AI, startups, engineering, or design, creative thinking, thinkers will lead the world. How do the proposed skill academies supported by Art of Living and Vedic Dharma Sansthan help students unlock their inner creativity and become innovative leaders? Negative creativity emerges only when the mind is relaxed, open, and free from stress. At the Art of Living International Center, students will begin every training day with Sudarshan Kriya, pranayama, yoga, and guided meditation. These practices expand the mind's intuitive capacity and dissolve mental blocks. When stress reduces, creativity blossoms naturally. Many top innovators, the scientists, the CEO, the artists, use meditation to enhance original thinking. Additionally, our Skill Academy will integrate Art of Living's Yes Plus, Youth Leadership, and Sehet Samadhi programs which sharpen observation, enhance free thinking, and encourage courageous experimentation. Students learn to think without fear, propose ideas freely, and develop the confidence to break old patterns. Creativity is not just imagination, it is the ability to see connections others miss. Through silence retreats, the advanced courses, and intuitive meditation techniques, the IP1 and the IP2, we train students to access deeper layers of the mind where innovative solutions arise effortlessly. Now, in the Vedic tradition, true creativity arises from sattva, the pure luminous quality of consciousness. When students participate in Ganapati Homa, the remover of obstacles, the Saraswati Homa, the goddess of knowledge, the Chandi Homa, or the Rishi Homa for courage, and daily parayanas, their intellect becomes sharper and inner clarity increases. These sacred practices align the brain, breath, and intuition, making innovation natural. The Skill Academy blends this Vedic foundation with modern innovation modules like design thinking, problem solving labs, prototype studios, startup incubation, and creativity workshops. With both spiritual grounding and contemporary skill training, students become visionaries who can invent new technologies, create businesses, and generate wealth ethically. This combination produces innovators who not only think differently but think responsibly. Now, a critical thinking and problem solving are the backbone of every high paying career, from AI and management to government and research. How do the skill academies in partnership with Art of Living and Vedic Sansthan help students become sharp thinkers and powerful problem solvers? Negative critical thinking requires two things: a calm mind and a clear perception. Today's youth struggle not because they lack intelligence, but because they carry mental noise, the stress, the digital overload, the anxiety, the comparison, and fear of failure. At the Art of Living International Center, we systematically remove this noise through Sudarshan Kriya, deep meditation, yoga, pranayama, and silence retreats. These techniques reduce cortisol, increase alpha brain waves, and enhance cognitive clarity. With a calm mind, students analyze situations more deeply, interpret data correctly, and see solutions that others miss. In the Skill Academy, we combine this inner clarity with modern frameworks like root cause analysis, systems thinking, logic based reasoning, decision matrix training, and case study simulations. Students learn to solve problems step by step without panic or impulsive decisions. Courses like Yes Plus, DSN, and Sehet Samadhi meditation strengthen confidence and mental sharpness. When the breath is steady, the intellect becomes razor sharp. Students start making smarter choices, taking better decisions, and leading projects with maturity. Qualities essential for high leadership positions and promotions. Now, Vedic tradition is the original science of problem solving. Texts like the Yoga Vasistha, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Upanishads train the mind to analyze reality deeply. When students participate in the Ganapati Homa, the Navgraha Homa, the Rudra Abhishekams, and Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanas, their mind becomes harmonized and obstacles dissolved. These rituals cultivate sattva, the mental purity necessary for sharp reasoning. A sattvic mind sees truth without distortion. Now, the Skill Academy integrates these Vedic insights with modern analytical modules. Students practice ethical decision making, conflict resolution, logic training, and strategic thinking supported by spiritual grounding. This combination produces professionals who not only solve problems but solve them with compassion, ethics, and long term vision. Such individuals rise quickly in corporate environments because companies trust people who can think clearly and act responsibly. Now, strong communication and public speaking skills are essential for leadership, sales, management, entrepreneurship, and high income opportunities. How do the Skill Academy, supported by the Art of Living and the Vedic Son, help students develop powerful communication abilities? As communication improves and the mind becomes relaxed and confident, most young people struggle with speaking not because they lack knowledge, but because they feel nervous, self conscious, or mentally scattered. Art of Living programs directly address these internal blocks through Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, meditation, and guided breath work, and guided meditations and Sahat Samadhi meditation. Students gain a deep sense of calm and inner strength. When fear reduces and clarity increases, their voice naturally becomes stable and confident. Programs like Yes Plus, Youth Leadership Training Program, and DSN are specifically designed to break hesitation, dissolve stage fear, and enhance articulation. We conduct regular public speaking circles, debate sessions, and group presentations, and communication labs where students practice expressing themselves with confidence. Silence programs also improve listening skills, making communication two-way and empathetic. In the Skill Academy, communication is embedded into every learning track, the AI management, digital marketing, entrepreneurship design, because the ability to express ideas clearly is the foundation of success. Students also receive training in storytelling, negotiation, email professionalism, interpersonal communication, and cross cultural communication needed for global careers. Now, Vedic culture is rooted in oratory excellence. Rishis transmitted knowledge through Shruti, the listening, and the Smriti, or remembering, an advanced form of communication training. When students participate in Vedic chanting, the Vishnu Sahasranama, the Rudrabhishekams, the Durga Saptasati, and the Upanayam rituals, their pronunciation becomes sharper, their breathing becomes sharper and deeper, and their diction becomes clearer. Chanting mantra strengthens the diaphragm and vocal cords, enhances rhythm and clarity, and builds confidence. It trains students to project their voice without strain and speak with authority. Sacred rituals like the Ganapati Homa remove internal fear and obstacles, giving students psychological strength for public speaking. The Skill Academy blends these Vedic practices with the modern communication modules in presentation design, corporate communication, debate mastery, and leadership speaking. This creates individuals who speak with confidence, humility, precision, and grace. In companies, such people quickly rise to managerial and leadership roles because they inspire trust and demonstrate clarity. Now, leadership and people management are among the highest paid abilities in the world. The managers, the CEOs, and team leaders, the project leads, and the project heads, and entrepreneurs must lead diverse teams with their clarity and compassion. How do the Skill Academy, supported by the Art of Living and the Vedic Sansthan, cultivate genuine leadership qualities in young learners? Jagadav, real leadership begins with self leadership. Unless a person can manage their own emotions, energy, and mind, they can never guide teams effectively. At the Art of Living International Center, we train students to become internally powerful leaders through Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, the Sahat Samadhi meditation, the yoga, the silence programs, and the DSM. These programs remove fear, confusion, self doubt, and emotional instability. Students become centered, disciplined, energetic. Quality is essential for decision making and responsibility. DSN in particular develops courage, accountability, and the ability to take initiative. Yes Plus builds teamwork, communication, and emotional resilience. Meditation enhances intuition, enabling leaders to sense team needs and foresee problems. Daily satsang softens the heart, making leadership compassionate instead of authoritative. Students also participate in leadership labs where they handle real group challenges, project responsibilities, and role play management scenarios. A calm leader inspires trust, a wise leader empowers teams, a centered leader remains stable under pressure. Our academy builds such leaders. Now, in the Vedic tradition, leadership is defined as a netritva, ethical responsibility combined with strength. Students participate in the Ganapati Homa, the removal of obstacles, the Rudra Abhishekams, the inner power, the Chandi Homa for fearlessness, and the Upanayam Samskar for discipline. These rituals purify the mind, increase sattva, and awaken leadership samskaras. The Vedic chanting like Vishnu Sahasranama, the Lalita Sahasranama, and the Durga Saptasati improves focus, patience, and stability. Quality is required to manage problems and peoples. The Guru Shishya Parampara itself is a leadership model based on humility and service. In the Skill Academy, we combine the spiritual leadership with modern modules such as team dynamics, conflict resolution, negotiation, delegation, performance management, and organizational psychology. The result is leaders who are brave yet gentle, decisive yet ethical, Ambitious yet grounded, such leaders naturally rise in companies, receive promotions faster, and command high salaries because they create harmony, productivity, and trust in teams. Now, digital literacy has become the new basic educator in the 21st century. From AI and data science to digital marketing, cybersecurity, and automation, every profession now demands comfort with technology. How do the skill academies designed with the Art of Living and Vedic Sansthan help students achieve high digital fluency while staying grounded in ethics and mental balance? Jagadav, technology grows fast, but the human mind must grow faster. Many students struggle with digital learning, and not because they lack intelligence, but because they suffer from distraction, restlessness, anxiety, and digital overload. At the Art of Living International Center, we prepare the inner foundation first through Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, meditation, and mindfulness techniques. Students develop strong focus, mental clarity, and long attention spans. Quality is crucial for mastering tech skills. Our skill academies offer training in AI tools, data literacy, digital marketing, coding basics, cybersecurity awareness, automation fundamentals, and digital communication skills. But unlike other institutes, we integrate these modules with inner development practices that prevent burnout and help students stay calm while learning complex digital tools. Programs like Yes Plus and DS build discipline and confidence, enabling learners to explore technology without fear or confusion. With meditation, screen dependency reduces, comprehension improves, and students become more efficient digital learners. They not only use the technology, they master it. Now, the Vedic vision teaches that technology must be used with consciousness. Digital skills without ethics can lead to misuse, addiction, or manipulation. Therefore, our academy grounds students through Upanayam Samskar, commitment to learning, the Gayatri Mantra recitation, the clarity of intellect, and the Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam, the discipline and regular homas. These practices cultivate sattva, the purity needed to use technology responsibly. Alongside modern digital training, students are taught digital ethics, cyber discipline, data privacy principles, the mindful tech usage, and the dharmic philosophy of using knowledge for societal benefit. With Vedic grounding, students become not just digital experts but wise digital citizens. Now, this combination prepares youth for high paying jobs in tech, AI, and digital industries while ensuring they remain ethical, balanced, and mentally strong qualities companies value deeply. Now, in a world where technology and industries evolve rapidly, adaptability and continuous learning are essential for long term career success. How do the skill academies in association with the Art of Living and Vedic Sansthan prepare students to become flexible, curious, and lifelong learners who can thrive in any environment? Negative adaptability is a natural outcome of a calm, open, and resilient mind. When students learn Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, and meditation, their mental rigidity dissolves and they become more flexible in thinking and behavior. Stress is the biggest enemy of adaptability. When the mind is stressed, it resists change, but through daily breath work and guided silence, students learn to embrace new situations without fear or hesitation. Our skill academic curriculum incorporates multidisciplinary learning, ensuring students are exposed to a variety of subjects: AI basics, digital skills, communication, leadership, entrepreneurship, wellness, and personality development. This encourages mental agility. The Yes Plus and DSN programs develop a powerful mindset capable of handling uncertainty, failure, rejection, and rapid change. Students learn to respond constructively instead of reacting emotionally. Meditation enhances neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to learn new skills faster. This makes students lifelong learners who constantly upgrade themselves. Such individuals flourish in fast changing industries and secure promotions more quickly. Now, in the Vedic tradition, adaptability is known as a chitta vritti nirodha, the ability to remain steady while adjusting to different circumstances. Rituals such as the Ganapati Homa, removing new obstacles, and Navgraha Homa, harmonizing planetary influences, and the Rudra Abhishekam, strengthening inner stability, and Upanayana, the commitment to learning, instill discipline and mental flexibility in students. Daily parayanas like Vishnu Sahasranama and Durga Saptasati encourage humility and openness, essential qualities for continuous learning. Students are taught that knowledge is infinite and ego should never block growth. The Skill Academy integrates these Vedic principles with modern tools such as personalized learning plans, adaptive learning software, continuous skill assessments, and cross domain projects. Thus, students develop a mindset of curiosity, adaptability, and lifelong learning, qualities that generate long term professional success in any field. Now, in modern workplaces, people who can take clear decisions and think strategically rise quickly to managerial and high income positions. How do the Skill Academy, supported by Art of Living and Vedic Dhamsan, train students to become strong decision makers with a long term strategic vision? Jagadev, decision making becomes powerful when the mind is calm, intuitive, and free from fear. Most people struggle with decisions not because they lack intelligence, but because stress, confusion, and emotional turbulence cloud their judgment. At the Art of Living International Center, we develop a clear and sharp mind through Sudarshan Kriya, pranayama, meditation, and silence programs. These practices improve cognitive function, enhance intuition, and activate the prefrontal cortex, the center of reasoning and planning. In the skill academies, students are trained in scenario analysis, the SWOT frameworks, the business simulation games, strategic case studies, risk evaluation, and priority management. They learn to examine situations from multiple angles before deciding. Meditation enhances their ability to stay steady under pressure, while programs like DSN build courage and to take bold decisions and accept responsibility. A calm mind sees reality as it is, not as fear distorts it. This clarity is what makes decisions accurate and strategies effective, qualities every company values in leadership roles. Now, the Vedic texts are filled with examples of extraordinary decision making, from Rama's dharmic choices to Krishna's strategic brilliance in the Mahabharata. Students learn this wisdom through Bhagavad Gita classes, Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanas, the Durga Saptasatis, and the Upanishadic discussions. These scriptures teach how to remain balanced, detached, and visionary foundations of strategic thinking. Homas like the Ganapati Homa, removing decision obstacles, the Navgraha Homa, harmonizing influences, and the Rudra Abhishekam on every Monday for inner strength, and the Devi Pujas on Fridays in presence of Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji purify the mind and increase sattva. A sattvic mind makes powerful ethical decisions that benefit everyone involved. In the Skill Academy, Vedic principles are paired with modern strategy tools like systems thinking, analytics, long term planning, and leadership strategy. This produces professionals who combine logic with intuition, ethics with efficiency, and long term vision with practical action. Such individuals naturally rise to positions of trust, leadership, and high responsibility. Now, financial literacy is one of the most important skills for becoming wealthy and financially independent. How do the skill academies, created in partnership with Art of Living and Vedic Dhamma Sansthan, train students in money management, wealth creation, and ethical prosperity? Together, money flows to people with the clarity, discipline, and the ability to manage both income and emotions. Financial decisions often fail not because of lack of knowledge, but because of stress, impulsiveness, and fear. At the Art of Living International Center, we first cultivate the mindset necessary for wealth creation through Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayama, meditation, and the Art of Living Happiness program. These practices develop calmness, patience, and long term thinking. Qualities essential for saving, investing, and planning. The Skill Academy will offer modules in personal finance, budgeting, investment basics, stock market fundamentals, mutual funds, risk management, taxation, and digital payments. Students will also learn about global financial systems, cryptocurrency awareness, and economic understanding that helps them make informed financial choices. Programs like DSN and Yes Plus build a discipline and responsibility essential for controlling spending habits and maintaining consistent savings. Meditation improves self control, enabling students to avoid impulsive financial decisions. Our approach ensures that students don't just earn money, they grow it sustainably. Now, wealth in the Vedic tradition is not merely financial, it is holistic prosperity, the dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Artha, the wealth, must be earned ethically and used responsibly. To support this mindset, students participate in Lakshmi Homa, Dhanvantri Homa, Kuber Homa, and daily chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama and Lalita Sahasranama, all of which cultivate abundance, clarity, and gratitude. These rituals remove mental poverty of fear, scarcity, mindset, and greed, replacing them with clarity and contentment. A sattvic mind attracts wealth naturally because it operates with honesty, discipline, and purity of intention. Now, why is artificial intelligence and machine learning considered the number one wealth building skill of the future? Jagadav, artificial intelligence and machine learning, the AI ML, are the most powerful wealth creation engines of the 21st century because they operate at the intersection of automation, decision making, and scale. Unlike traditional technologies that merely assist humans, AI systems learn, adapt, and improve over time, which means their value grows exponentially. Companies across all industries, healthcare, finance, retail, defense, logistics, entertainment, agriculture, are racing to integrate AI, creating millions of skilled jobs and trillion-dollar opportunities for those who understand the technology. AI is the new electricity. Once it enters any industry, it transforms everything from cost structures to customer experience. A person who understands AI ML can build tools that automate repetitive tasks, analyze large data sets, and generate insights faster than entire teams of humans. These capabilities directly translate into higher productivity, higher salaries, and higher business value. Even individuals who are not full time engineers can use AI tools to multiply their output, whether in content creation, sales, marketing, research, software development, or design. Now, another reason AI ML is so valuable is the emergence of citizen developers, people who don't have formal coding backgrounds but solve problems with AI platforms with tools like no code AI builders, auto GPT systems, AI agents, and domain specific models. Anyone can create intelligent systems. This democratization of technology means wealth is no longer restricted to Silicon Valley, it belongs to anyone who can understand how to use and deploy AI. Furthermore, companies reward AI talent with the premium salaries because AI drives innovation, reduces costs, and unlocks competitive advantage. Entrepreneurs can leverage AI to scale businesses, automate processes, personalize customer journeys, and analyze trends at a depth that was impossible before. In short, AI ML is not just a skill, it is the engine empowering the new global economy, giving those who master it an unfair advantage in income, influence, and impact. Now, how do the idea of creating future skill academies at the Art of Living International Center begin? Again, the idea emerged when His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji emphasized that modern education must integrate inner well-being with our excellence. Many youth come to the Art of Living International Center seeking clarity, purpose, and direction. We realize that if we combine meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and ancient wisdom with the practical 21st century skills like AI, data science, product management, cybersecurity, and communication, we could create a holistic human transformation model. The goal is not just employment, but the creation of responsible, ethical, conscious professionals. From the Vedic Dhamma Sansthan side, we saw a natural alignment. Traditional samskaras like Upanayanam, the Homas, and the Parayanas purify the mind and sharpen the intellect. When students engage in these rituals regularly, their ability to learn modern skills increases significantly and efficiently. We wanted to create a space where dharma, technology, spiritual growth, and economic empowerment connect seamlessly. This academy is a sacred fusion of ancient Indian wisdom and futuristic global skills. Now, why is integrating Sudarshan Kriya with modern skill training so powerful? Jagade, because Sudarshan Kriya clears mental fog, improves focus, stabilizes emotions, and builds resilience. Quality is essential for intense skill learning. Most students struggle not because of the lack of intelligence, but because of stress, distraction, or low confidence. After the Kriya, students learn sharper memory, faster comprehension, and smoother execution of assignments. This gives them a distinct advantage in fields like AI, coding, design, or analytics. When the mind is calm, learning becomes effortless. The ancient scriptures say, Prashant Manashi Param Jnana Blabhati. A peaceful mind receives knowledge. Students who combine pranayama and meditation with technology and technical study grasp algorithms faster, solve problems creatively, and remain emotionally balanced during interviews, job transitions, and promotions. This integration changes the entire learning experience. Now, how will these academies ensure employment and placements? We are creating direct partnerships with tech companies, startups, digital marketing agencies, financial institutions, and corporate employers. Each student will undergo live project training, mentorship, mock interviews, and industry certification. The combination of skill plus inner stability makes graduates highly desirable. Employers want ethical, focused, emotionally intelligent professionals. Along with placements, we also emphasize dharmic conduct. Our students are trained to be honest, diligent, and responsible. We include sessions on karma yoga, value based decision making, and ethical leadership. This makes them long term assets for companies and accelerates promotions. Now, how does the Vedic Sansthan contribute to student development? Jagadev, we offer open enum camps, Vedic chanting sessions, the Ganapati Homa, the Navgraha Homas, the Rudra Parayans, the Vishnu Sahasranama chanting, and regular satsangs. These practices purify consciousness, reduce mental agitation, and remove obstacles and energize students. Students who participate regularly notice better concentration, stronger intuition, and improved decision making. These rituals balance the intense pace of skill training. Students feel protected, grounded, and spiritually uplifted. The result is a student who is not only intelligent but also sattvic and mature. Now, how do these academies prepare students for extremely high income careers? Jayagada, we focus on the top 20 future skills that the global economy rewards: the AI, data science, cybersecurity, blockchain, digital marketing, product management, entrepreneurship, and more. The curriculum includes real world projects, freelancing pathways, and startup incubation, and advanced AI tool mastery. We ensure that high income is aligned with Dharma. Wealth earned through clarity, compassion, and responsibility creates a healthy society. We teach students how to maintain humility, gratitude, and self awareness while pursuing bigger ambitions. This is what ensures sustained success and prosperity. Now, how will the Future Skill Academy at Art of Living integrate artificial intelligence and machine learning training with spiritual practices to create high income ethical professionals? Artificial intelligence and machine learning are transforming every sector. Yet, what truly differentiates an outstanding AI professional is not just technical mastery, but clarity of mind, emotional stability, and ethical grounding. At the Art of Living International Center, we have designed the AI ML curriculum to run parallel with Sudarshan Kriya, deep meditation, pranayama, and Guru Puja Phase 1 and Phase 2. Students begin each day with a powerful breathing practice that stabilizes their nervous system. This prepares the brain for deep work, coding neural networks, training models, understanding algorithms, and debugging. The mind becomes sharp, alert, and laser focused. In our experience, students who combine spiritual discipline with technical training learn 40 to 60% faster because attention, retention, and comprehension dramatically increases. We also emphasize ethics in AI. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji has repeatedly said that the future must be built with compassion and responsibility. Without ethics, AI becomes dangerous. Our program includes dharmic frameworks for decision making, ensuring students understand fairness, bias removal, transparency, and the importance of designing AI systems that uplift society. From the Vedic Dharma Sansthan perspective, AI represents the Yuga Dharma, the skill required in this era. But to prevent misuse, students must cultivate purity through homas, the open enum samskaras, the Durga and the Rudra Parayanas, and Vedic mantras that energize the intellect, the Buddhi Shuddhi. During homas like the Ganapati Homa or the Navgraha Homas, the students pray for clarity, protection, and the removal of obstacles in learning. A Sattvic mind approaches AI not as a weapon but as a tool for societal upliftment. This spiritual environment ensures students become high earning global AI professionals who remain grounded, humble, and guided by Dharma. Now, how will the Skill Academy train students in data science and data literacy while integrating meditation, homas, and Vedic practices to enhance analytical intelligence? Data science is ultimately the science of seeing patterns clearly, identifying trends, building models, cleaning data, and interpreting insights that drive business decisions. But the biggest challenge students face is not mathematics or Python, it is a mental clutter. A mind filled with stress cannot see patterns. A distracted mind cannot focus on logical reasoning for long durations. This is why at the Art of Living International Center, every data science student begins the day with Sudarshan Kriya and guided meditation or Sahat Samadhi meditation and Padma Sadhana. These practices quiet the analytic and emotional turbulence of the mind. When the mind settles, it becomes extremely good at understanding statistics, algorithms, probability, and data cleaning logic and visualization framework. Students who meditate daily show higher accuracy when working on machine learning models, anomaly detection, and feature engineering. Our data science program includes real world data sets from finance, agriculture, health, and climate. Students learn Python, SQL, Excel automation, Power BI, Tableau, and AI assisted data workflows. But along with these tools, they also get trained in emotional intelligence, attention strengthening, and stress free learning. This combination produces sharper analysts and confident decision makers. From the Vedic Dharma Sansthan perspective, data science is the modern extension of Jnana Yoga, the pursuit of clarity. Ancient rishis were the original data scientists. They observed nature, patterns, seasons, cosmic cycles, and human behavior with extraordinary accuracy. To awaken this intuitive intelligence, students participate in Ganapati Homa, Navgraha Shanti Homas, and Saraswati Puja for wisdom. Chanting Shanti mantras and listening to Rudra and Vishnu Sahasranama purifies the intellect, reducing confusion and sharpening logical reasoning. We also encourage students to practice the Swadhyaya and the Sandhya Vandanam, the self study and introspection to build the inner clarity. When data science training is combined with Vedic practices, students develop a rare ability not just analyzing data but perceiving deeper patterns with intuition. This makes them extraordinary analysts trusted by companies, respected by teams, and rewarded with high paying roles in India and abroad. Now, why is prompt engineering considered a future essential skill, and how will the Art of Living Vedic Sansthan integrated academy train students to become world class prompt engineers? Yeah, the prompt engineering is a new literacy. In the coming years, people who know how to talk to AI will outperform those who can't. It is not just about writing questions, it is about structuring thought with clarity, precision, logic, and creativity. Quality is deeply connected to the inner state of the mind. At the Art of Living International Center, we train students in prompt engineering through a unique blend of technical mastery and meditative depth. So, darshan, kriya, and meditation make the mind more intuitive and articulate. After meditation, students naturally write cleaner, sharper prompts because their thinking becomes structured. We teach prompt frameworks such as role-based prompting, chain of thought prompting, multi-agent prompting, and system instruction design. Students build AI workflows for writing, marketing, coding, analysis, automation, and business operations. The difference is that they learn not only the technique but also the consciousness behind communication. A calm mind produces high quality prompts, a restless mind produces noise. When students combine spiritual practices with prompt engineering, their ability to guide AI becomes extraordinary. From the Vedic Dhamma perspective, prompt engineering is essentially mantra vidya of the modern era, using precise language to achieve powerful results. In ancient times, the sages used carefully structured mantras to invoke specific outcomes, energies, or insights. Prompt engineering is similar. The right structure creates the right effect. This is why, and that is why we train students in mantra chanting, Gayatri mantra japa, and sacred pronunciation techniques. These refine speech, improve clarity, and align the mind. During homas such as the Ganapati Homa or the Saraswati Puja, students pray for Vakashuddhi, the purity of speech, and the Buddhi Shakti or intelligence. The combination of technical prompt frameworks with refined inner speech makes students master of AI driven communication. Companies will pay premium salaries for those who can design AI instructions that save time, reduce errors, and scale production. This skill is not just employability, it is a direct pathway to entrepreneurship, freelancing, and high income consulting. Now, how will the Integrated Skill Academy train students in software development and automation while ensuring they remain balanced, ethical, and mentally strong through art of living and Vedic practices? Negative software development is not only about writing code, it is about problem solving, logic, focus, and disciplined thinking. Students often struggle with bugs, long coding hours, frustration, and burnout. This is where the art of living approach creates a revolutionary difference. At the Art of Living International Center, software development sessions begin after pranayama and a short meditation to stabilize the mind. With a relaxed and clear mind, students learn programming languages like Python, JavaScript, Java, and frameworks like React, Node, and Flask with a far greater ease. Complex projects like OOP, data structures, API integration, and DevOps pipelines have become less intimidating when the mind is calm. Automation is also a core part of the curriculum where students build AI assisted scripts, workflow automation, and productivity tools using platforms like Zapier, Make, Python automation, and RPA. Meditation enhances creativity, which is critical for designing automation logic. Students learn faster, debug logically, and innovate more efficiently when they are stress free. Additionally, the Yes Plus and Happiness program modules build emotional resilience, making them capable of handling deadlines, teamwork challenges, and long projects without breaking down. From the Vedic Sun perspective, software development mirrors the ancient concept of Srishti creation. Coding is a digital form of manifesting intention into reality, but to create effectively, one must possess a pure and stable mind. This is why students participate in Ganapati Homa, the removal of obstacles, the Sudarshan Homa, the protection and clarity, and Saraswati Puja, and intellect and creativity. These rituals bring blessings that support learning, concentration, and stable progress. We also encourage students to practice Nadi Shodhan and Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama and chant specific mantras that calm the subtle mind. A sattvic atmosphere filled with mantra chanting, temple visits, and evening satsangs keeps students grounded even while working with highly advanced technologies. This combination creates ethical developers who build software responsibly, avoid misusing automation, and use technology as a tool for societal upliftment. Such developers are highly valued by companies and rise quickly into leadership positions. Now, how will the Skill Academy train students in digital marketing and growth hacking while integrating the clarity, creativity, and ethics that come from Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and Vedic samskaras? Digital marketing and growth hacking are not just technical disciplines, they require creativity, intuition, sharp observation, and emotional intelligence. Students must understand user psychology, storytelling, branding, sales funnels, paid ads, SEO, and analytics. These skills demand both analytical and creative brain functioning. This is why Sudarshan Kriya, meditation practices, and the art of living lifestyle make a remarkable difference. After meditation, students naturally think more creatively, generate fresh marketing ideas, and understand audience emotions more deeply. Their communication becomes crisp, empathetic, and impactful. At the academy, students learn performance marketing, social media growth, content strategy, funnel building, influencer collaborations, and AI powered marketing tools. They work on real campaigns for NGOs, startups, and social initiatives. Meditation helps them stay calm during campaign pressure and experiment fearlessly without anxiety. A relaxed mind is a powerful strategic mind. Stress blocks creativity, and meditation unlocks it. We also emphasize ethical marketing, no manipulation, no deception. Gurudev teaches that communication must come from sincerity, not greed. This gives our students long term trust in the industry. From the Vedic Dhammasansan perspective, digital marketing is a modern extension of Vaka Shakti, the power of speech and communication. In ancient times, rishis communicated through knowledge through oral traditions, mantras, and precise expression. Today's marketeers do the same through digital channels. That is why we train students in mantra chanting, proper pronunciation, and Vedic communication guidelines. These purify speech and enhance persuasive ability. Homas such as the Saraswati Homa, the Nakshatra Homa, and the Ganapati Homa remove mental obstacles, clear confusion, and invoke blessings for success in communication. Students who participate in these rituals develop confidence, clarity, and inner strength. They are capable and able to face global audiences without fear. This grounding ensures that they do not misuse marketing for manipulation or unethical influence. Our integrated approach produces marketeers who can scale brands rapidly but with integrity. Such professionals are in high demand across industries and can grow into consultants, entrepreneurs, and high income strategists. Now, how will the integrated skill academy develop world class product managers through a blend of modern training and ancient wisdom practices from the art of living and the Vedic Dhammasansan? The product management is the art of building meaningful solutions by balancing technology, business, and user experience. A successful product manager must think clearly, communicate well, make tough decisions, lead teams, and handle simultaneous pressures. Most PMs struggle not due to lack of knowledge but because their minds get overwhelmed. At our academy, we treat product management as both a skill and a mindset. Daily Sudarshan Kriya and meditation make the mind sharp, intuitive, and resilient. Students gain the ability to analyze customer needs, prioritize features, write product requirement documents, and collaborate with engineers effortlessly because their mental space is uncluttered. We train students in full stack product thinking, user research, wireframing, prototyping, analytics, UX principles, backlog management, and sprint planning, roadmap creation. But alongside these technical aspects, they learn soft skills such as conflict management, empathy, stakeholder alignment, and conscious leadership. Meditation helps them develop emotional intelligence, something every top PM must master. They also receive mentorship from industry experts who work with global tech companies. The art of living environment gives them confidence, calmness, and creativity, allowing them to make better decisions, communicate compassionately, and lead harmoniously. From the Vedic Samsthan perspective, a product manager resembles a modern day Yagya Purusha, the one who orchestrates multiple elements to produce a fruitful outcome. In Vedic rituals, a yagya succeeds only when the priest coordinates fire, mantra, ghee, timing, intention, and participants. Similarly, a PM must coordinate engineering, design, marketing, timelines, and user expectations. We expose students to Vedic leadership frameworks from texts such as Arthashastra and Manusmriti, which emphasizes clarity, fairness, long term vision, and decision making rooted in Dharma. Through homas like the Ganapati Homa and Saraswati Homas, students receive blessings for wisdom, clarity, and the removal of obstacles. Quality is essential for product leadership. We also encourage the practice of Sankalpa Shakti Vedic technique of setting powerful intentions before starting projects. This aligns the mind and helps manifest successful outcomes. The combination of ancient leadership wisdom and modern PM tools produces grounded, ethical, and visionary product leaders who rise quickly in global companies. Now, blockchain, Web3, and digital assets. How will the Skill Academy prepare students for blockchain, Web3, digital assets careers while ensuring they maintain dharmic responsibility, clarity, and groundedness through art of living and Vedic practices? Now, the blockchain and Web3 represent the foundation of a decentralized, transparent future economy, but these fields are often misunderstood as volatile, speculative, and high risk. At the Art of Living Skill Academy, we bring a balanced and deeply grounded approach to blockchain education. Students start their day with Sudarshan Kriya and meditation, which stabilizes emotions and prevents impulsive decision making, an essential quality when working with volatile markets, smart contracts, DeFi platforms, and digital assets. We teach blockchain fundamentals, cryptography basics, smart contracts, development tokenomics, decentralized identity NFTs, and Web3 product development. Students work on real projects like building decentralized apps, D apps, creativity, utility driven token models, and designing blockchain based trust systems for supply chains. The calmness cultivated through meditation enhances logical clarity, which is crucial for understanding distributed systems and consensus algorithms. Equally important, we teach emotional balance. Many people lose money in crypto due to greed or fear. Meditation frees the mind from emotional turbulence, enabling rational and ethical decision making. From the Vedic Dhimsansan perspective, blockchain mirrors a core Vedic principle, the Satya or the truth and Rita or the cosmic order. The blockchain ledger is temper proof, like karmic records that cannot be erased. We use this parallel to teach students the spiritual responsibility of working with decentralized systems. This prevents misuse, fraud, and unethical behavior. Students participate in Ganapati Homa for removing obstacles in learning and in Lakshmi Kumer Homa for financial wisdom. Now, read the emphasis is always on Dharma Artha alignment, wealth earned ethically. Upanayam Samskar strengthens discipline and clarity, preparing the student to handle powerful digital financial tools responsibly. Now, we also teach the Vedic concept of aparigraha or non hoarding, which protects students from emotional addiction to speculation. They learn to see digital assets as tools for innovation, not gambling. Our integrated approach creates blockchain professionals who are technically strong, ethically grounded, spiritually aware, and mentally stable, ideal for global Web3 companies, fintech startups, and entrepreneurial ventures. Now, in today's world, financial literacy has become an essential as reading and writing. How does a Skill Academy partner with the Art of Living International Center integrate spiritual wisdom with the practical financial education to create ethical wealth creators? Jagadev, financial literacy is not just about numbers, charts, or investments. It is fundamentally about clarity of mind. When a person practices Sudarshan Kriya and meditation regularly, their decision making dramatically improves. They become less impulsive, less fearful, and more aligned with long term thinking. In our Skill Academy, we teach students how inner stability leads to outer prosperity. A calm mind can analyze risks better, avoid greed driven mistakes, and plan with a broader vision. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji often says, wealth should flow like water, pure, nourishing, and always moving. So, our financial modules begin with mindset purification before portfolio diversification. From the Vedic perspective, wealth is the Lakshmi Tattva, a sacred flow. In our academy, we conduct the Dhana Lakshmi Homa, the Kuber Homa, the Gayatri Homa, the Gayatri Japas, Upanayana programs, and the Veda Parayanams to help students ground their financial journey in righteousness. We teach the ancient concept of Artha, the wealth earned ethically, used wisely, and shared generously. We integrate lessons from scriptures like Yoga Vasistha, Upanishads, and Arthashastra into modern investment planning frameworks. Students learn mutual funds, SIP, stocks, digital assets, real estate, and global markets, but with the spiritual foundation of aparigraha or non hoarding, dharma or ethical earning, and yoga or balance. When spirituality meets financial planning, Students don't just aim to become rich, they aim to become responsible creators of prosperity. Now, entrepreneurship and startup building. Entrepreneurship is considered the fastest path to wealth. How does a skill academy ensure that young entrepreneurs are not only successful but deeply ethical, stress free, and visionary? The entrepreneurship demands clarity, resilience, and the ability to take bold decisions without falling into stress. This is exactly where Sudarshan Kriya becomes a game changer. We have seen thousands of entrepreneurs who, after practicing rhythmic breathing and meditation, report sharper intuition, fearless creativity, and emotional balance during uncertainty. In our academy, entrepreneurship training begins with inner engineering. When the mind is centered, the entrepreneur becomes naturally innovative and less reactive. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji teaches a visionary entrepreneur is one who sees opportunity before others and serves society through innovation. We add modules on design thinking, product market fit, growth strategies, branding, and global expansion, but always grounded in a sattvic mindset. Students learn to build startups without burnout, ego clashes, or unethical shortcuts. From the Vedic standpoint, entrepreneurship is not merely commerce, it is seva and dharma. The ancient Vishwakarma Samhita describes the entrepreneur as a creator, someone who combines resources to uplift society. In our integrated curriculum, we conduct the Ganapati Homa, Saraswati Pujas, and the Gayatri Parayanams before students start their venture ideation journey. These rituals invoke clarity, removal of obstacles, and righteous intelligence. We teach the earth dharma balance, earn wealth, but ensure it uplifts families, communities, and the nation. Students learn from stories of ancient entrepreneurs like Sudama, Vishwakarma, and the traders of the Gupta age who built prosperous economies with their spiritual grounding. The result is entrepreneurs who innovate boldly, scale globally, and yet remain rooted in humility, gratitude, and ethical leadership, creating not just startups but legacies. Now, leadership and people management. Leadership is becoming one of the most irreplaceable skills in the age of AI. How do the art of living practices in Vedic Dhamma Sansthan wisdom shape world class, compassionate, and highly effective leaders? Jagadev, leadership is fundamentally about inner strength and emotional mastery. A stressed leader creates confused teams, a calm leader inspires excellence. In our training, every participant begins their leadership journey with daily Sudarshan Kriya, guided meditations, and silence processes. These practices develop a leader's ability to listen deeply, respond consciously, and remain unshaken during crisis. Modern leadership theories emphasize empathy, communication, and intuition. These are natural outcomes of a spiritual sadhana. Gurudev often says a leader is one who takes responsibility and inspires collective action. So we teach leaders to resolve conflicts gracefully, delegate wisely, and motivate teams to enthusiasm rather than pressure. The mind becomes sharper, more creative, and more aligned with the long-term vision. The Vedic tradition describes leadership through the Rajarishi model, leaders who are both kings and sages. We draw heavily from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna trains Arjuna to become a warrior leader, grounded in wisdom, not ego. A leadership academy conducts the Rudra Homa, Sattva Parayanas, and the discourse on Manusmriti and Chanakya Niti, which provide practical guidance on discipline, resource management, and ethical decision making. Students learn the four key Vedic leadership qualities like Tejas or inspiration, the Bala or strength, and Dhriti or patience, and Meda or intelligence. They practice mindful communication, nonviolent speech, and teamwork rooted in harmony. This creates leaders who can manage large organizations without stress, inspire multicultural teams, and make decisions with clarity, compassion, and courage. They do not just lead companies, they lead consciousness. Now, communication and storytelling drive influence, leadership, and career growth. How does your integrated skill academy cultivate powerful, compassionate, and ethical communicators? Jagadev, communication is not merely speaking, it is the ability to connect with another human being. And true connection requires a calm and centered mind through Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and guided silence retreats, the advanced courses. Our students experience a dramatic reduction in anxiety and an expansion of clarity. This inner stillness makes their communication natural, impactful, and authentic. We include modules on persuasive communication, professional presentations, social media speaking, and storytelling for leadership. But with the art of living touch, students learn breath work to overcome stage fear, emotional cleansing to remove hesitation, and meditation to express from the heart. Gurudev says, words arise from the consciousness you hold us. When consciousness becomes pure and expanded, communication becomes magnetic. The world listens to someone who speaks with conviction, compassion, and grounded presence. Now, from the Vedic perspective, communication is a divine instrument. The Vaka or the speech is worshipped as Devi Saraswati. The power of storytelling appears in the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, where sages use narrative to transmit wisdom across ages. In our academy, we revive these ancient principles. Students participate in Saraswati Homa, Durga Saptasati Parayana, and chanting practices that purify speech patterns and strengthen the voice vibrations. We teach the four Vedic rules of communication: the Satyam or the truth, the Priyam or the pleasantness, the Hitam or the beneficial, and Madhuram or the sweetness. They also learn the art of persuasive narration through episodes of Krishna, the diplomacy of Hanumana, the oratory or brilliance of Bhishma and Chanakya. This transforms communication from a transactional tool into a sacred skill of influence. Graduates emerge as storytellers who can inspire teams, guide communities, lead organizations, and preserve dharma through eloquence. Now, high ticket sales require confidence, clarity, empathy, and deep understanding of human psychology. How does your combined curriculum prepare students for ethical and successful sales careers? Jagadav, sales is fundamentally about trust and energy. A salesperson with stress, fear, or insecurity cannot close deals. Through Sudarshan Kriya and meditation, students cultivate unshakable confidence, emotional stability, and a pleasant presence, qualities that instantly improve rapport with clients. We train students in modern sales funnels, closing psychology, negotiation mastery, and customer centric pricing. But what distinguishes our academy is the emphasis on intention. Gurudev always teaches sell what truly benefits humanity. With a sattvic mind, sales becomes service. Students learn how to understand customer pain points without manipulation, present solutions without pressure, and close deals without stress. They practice voice modulation, intuitive listening, and calm communication. This creates sales professionals who are trustworthy, high performing, and emotionally intelligent. Nomadic teachings describe sales not as commerce but as the Vani Vyapara, the sacred exchange of value. Uh, Ancient mechanisms in the merchants, like those of the Sindhu Saraswati civilization, practice sales rooted in ethics, gratitude, and devotion. We bring the heritage alive through the Lakshmi Kuber Homa, clients and the chants for the abundance, and teachings from Arthashastra on negotiation, fairness, and wealth creation. Students learn that sales grows when ego dissolves and gratitude blossoms. We teach them to approach clients with respect, humility, and clarity. High ticket sales especially requires purity of intention because the karma of money exchange is powerful. Our graduates close more deals because they radiate sincerity and integrity. They don't merely sell, they uplift the client and create a relationship of mutual prosperity. Now, design thinking and creativity are essential for innovation and in every industry. How does your spiritual professional skill academy help students unlock deep creativity and apply design thinking ethically and effectively? Jagadav, design thinking begins with clarity, the ability to observe without bias, listen without judgment, and ideate without fear. Most people struggle with creativity not because they lack imagination, but because their minds are clouded with stress, comparison, and overthinking. Through Sudarshan Kriya and meditation, students experience the profound unblocking of mental clutter. Creativity naturally flows when the mind becomes quiet. We teach empathy driven user research, problem reframing, brainstorming methods, prototyping, and iterative testing. But what makes our academy unique is the integration of inner silence with the outer innovation. When students go through silence retreats, they come back with breakthroughs, the ideas, because silence awakens the intuition, the highest form of creativity. Gurudev often says creativity blossoms in stillness. Our students learn to create solutions that are not just profitable, but purposeful, compassionate, and human centered. Vedic tradition is the original foundation of design thinking. The entire universe is designed with the precision, symmetry, aesthetics, and functional beauty. From temple architecture to Ayurveda, from Vastu to classical music, everything follows divine design logic. We bring this heritage into the academy. Students study ancient creative sciences through workshops and mandala art, shloka chanting, which improves their cognitive rhythm and exposure to temple geometry. We also conduct the Saraswati Homa for intellect enhancement and Chaturveda Parayana to awaken the deeper insight. We teach them to ideate in alignment with Dharma, meaning creativity that permeates and the benefits society, not just markets. Through stories of Vishwakarma, Mayan, and Rishi Bharadwaja, students learn how ancient civilizations produce timeless innovations by combining spirituality with engineering. Thus, creativity becomes not just a skill, but a sacred responsibility to design solutions that uplift humanity. Now, emotional intelligence (EQ) is considered more important than IQ for leadership and career growth. How does your combined spiritual and skills based training cultivate EQ at a deep and lasting level? The true emotional intelligence is the ability to remain centered while dealing with chaos, people, and unexpected situations. Most corporate trainings teach EQ techniques, but without inner transmission, they remain superficial. In our academy, EQ training begins with the breath. Sudarshan Kriya resets the nervous system, balances hormones, and releases emotional baggage. Students naturally become calmer, kinder, and more resilient. We also train them in conflict management, empathetic dialogue, workplace harmony, and self awareness practices. Meditation opens the door to understanding emotions without becoming victim to them. Gurudev explains a strong mind can carry a weak body, but a weak mind cannot carry even a strong body. Our graduates handle pressure gracefully, make rational decisions, and lead with empathy, qualities companies desperately need today. Vedic scriptures describe emotional mastery as manonigraha, the art of managing the mind. Through chanting, homas, and sacred rituals, the mind becomes purified, and Sattvic students participate in Rudra Homa, the Navgraha Homa, and the Bhagavad Gita Parayana, which reduce the inner turbulence and bring emotional clarity. We teach lessons from Rama, who embodied compassion, Hanumana, who showed stable devotion, Arjuna, who learned emotional mastery from Krishna, and Sita, who demonstrated inner strength. These epics become psychological case studies. Students understand ego, jealousy, fear, anger, and attachment from a dharmic lens. They also learn the Vedic model of emotional balance, the sattva or the clarity, the rajas or the action, the tamas or the inertia, and how to harmonize these energies. This combination of modern psychology with ancient wisdom produces emotionally intelligent professionals who lead with stability, humility, and wisdom. Now, global networking is now considered a form of capital. How does your spiritually aligned skill academy help students build powerful, ethical, long term relationships across the world? The true networking begins when a person becomes pleasant, confident, grounded. When the mind is stressed, insecure, or ego-driven relationships are weakened through Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and yoga. At our Art of Living International Center, students develop an aura of positivity that naturally attracts people. We teach modern networking strategies, LinkedIn optimization, cross cultural communication, global collaboration etiquette, personal introduction mastery, and professional reputation building. But what sets an academy apart is the emphasis on authenticity. Gurudev says when your intention is pure, your presence becomes powerful. Students practice mindful listening, inclusive communication, and heart centered conversations that create trust instantly. They also participate in Seva projects, international youth summits, and cross country cultural exchanges hosted at the Bangalore Ashram, giving them real global exposure. By stabilizing emotions and removing hesitation, spirituality enables students to build networks that last decades, not just transactional contacts, but true human connections. Now, Vedic culture is fundamentally relationship based. Rishis built entire civilizations on alliances, mutual respect, and shared dharma. We bring this wisdom into our networking training. Students learn how to approach relationships with humility, the Vinaya, gratitude or Kritagyata, and respect or Maryada through satsang, the Veda Parayanas, the Upanayanam ceremonies, and interactions with the visiting scholars. They meet dignitaries, entrepreneurs, and leaders from around the world. They learn the Vedic code of conduct, how to greet, how to host, how to maintain dignity in dialogue, and how to build trust through integrity. We teach them timeless principles. Relationships grow when ego shrinks, and dharma strengthens bonds. They study examples from the Ramayana, Hanuman's diplomacy, Bharata's loyalty, and from the Mahabharata, Krishna's counsel and Vidura's wisdom. This creates professionals who build networks rooted in ethics, respect, and mutual enrichment. Such relationships become the true foundation of long term success. Now, strategic thinking requires clarity, pattern recognition, and the ability to stay calm under pressure. How does your combined curriculum build a deep strategic capability in students? Strategy collapses when the mind collapses under stress. That is why our training begins with breath work, meditation, and emotional cleansing through Sudarshan Kriya. Students develop a calm, observant mind that sees patterns others miss. We integrate modern frameworks, first principles thinking, systems thinking, SWOT design thinking, decision matrices, and scenario planning. But these tools are effective only when backed by mental stability. Gurudev says a calm mind is the greatest strategist. Meditation expands intuition, giving students the ability to sense outcomes before they unfold. Students also learn strategic communication, leadership, decision making, and navigating complexity without reactive behavior. Everyday challenges at the ashram, coordinating seva, planning events, engaging with diverse groups, become real life strategic training grounds. The result is the professionals who do not panic, do not get overwhelmed, and can guide teams with vision and clarity. Our ancient scriptures are treasure houses of strategy. The Ramayana teaches risk analysis, loyalty optimization, alliance formation, and mission execution through the examples of Hanumana, Rama, Lakshmana, and the Vanara Sena. The Mahabharata teaches diplomacy, battlefield strategy, and ethical decision making. Arthashastra by Chanakya teaches political intelligence, resource management, and long term planning. In our academy, we convert these into modern learning modules. Students also participate in Homas, especially the Ganapati Homa for obstacle removal and Navgraha Homa for clarity and inner harmony. Chanting of Gita verses strengthens resilience and sharpens the intellect. We focus on sattvic living, which refines decision making quality. Students learn that strategic thinking is not manipulation, it is a clarity aligned with dharma. They emerge as problem solvers who remain steady, wise, and ethical even under intense pressure. Now, in a world where skills become outdated quickly, continuous learning and adaptability are essential. How does your skill academy cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning rooted in both modern and Vedic principles? Now, the continuous learning begins with the openness of mind, and this openness naturally arises when one practices meditation and breathwork. Stress closes the mind, but a relaxed mind becomes curious, flexible, and willing to explore new technologies, new perspectives, and new opportunities. At our academy, students practice Sudarshan Kriya daily, which refreshes the brain and increases neuroplasticity, the ability to learn quickly. We train them in rapid learning methods, digital upskilling, micro learning, and adaptive thinking frameworks. Gurudev often says, life is a continuous learning experience. The moment you feel you know everything, growth stops. Students engage in experiential learning through seva projects, internships at the ashram departments, real time industry tasks, and mentorship circles with global leaders visiting the campus. They also learn how to unlearn outdated patterns and shift effortlessly into new roles, new skills, and new technologies. Adaptability becomes a natural byproduct of inner stability. Now, in the Vedas, learning is described as a lifelong sacred duty. The Vidya Dadati Vinayam, knowledge gives humility. Our academy integrates daily Vedic chanting, exposure to scriptural wisdom, and Saraswati Huma for enhancing clarity and learning capacity. Students learn study ancient Gurukula methods, where learning was not exam driven but experience driven. They learn how sages adapted to changing kingdoms, environments, and challenges while remaining rooted in Dharma. We also teach the three levels of knowledge described in the Upanishads, the Shravana, the learning and listening, the Manana or the reflection, and the Nididhyasa or the deep assimilation. This creates learners who don't just collect information, they absorb wisdom. Adaptability also becomes from surrender. Students participate in rituals what teach humility, acceptance, and trust. When ego reduces, adaptability increases. This combination of modern upskilling and ancient wisdom turns students into lifelong learners who thrive in any situation. Now, personal branding and public presence in the digital era. A strong personal brand creates opportunities, credibility, and financial success. How does your spiritually aligned skill academy train students build an ethical, powerful global public presence? A personal brand is not created by flashy content. It is created by inner strength, authenticity, and confidence. Meditation makes a person radiant, self assured, and expressive. At our academy, students learn public speaking, storytelling, digital presence building, content strategy, camera confidence, and social media mastery. But most importantly, we help them remove fear of judgment, hesitation, and self doubt through Sudarshan Kriya. A calm mind expresses itself clearly, a fearful mind hides. Gurudev says, our presence speaks louder than your words. We train students to speak with compassion, write with clarity, and present themselves with confidence. They also practice conducting satsangs, leading seva events, and speaking in front of international visitors at the ashram, real environments that transform their communication abilities. Personal branding becomes a natural expression of their inner strength. Now, in Vedic tradition, aura and voice are the foundation of influence. When one chants mantras, performs homas, and studies scriptures, their presence becomes powerful and sattvic. We integrate the mantra chanting, especially the Gayatri, the Vishnu Sahasranama, and the Lalita Sahasranama, which enhances voice resonance and clarity. Students learn the ethics of influence from characters like Krishna, Rama, and Bhishma, how to maintain dignity, humility, and integrity while being visible. We teach the concept of tejas, the inner radiance that attracts respect. Through rituals like Abhishekams, the Veda Parayana, and Guru Puja Phase 1 and Phase 2, students cultivate purity that reflects in their public presence. They learn that personal branding is not about ego, it is about becoming a beacon of positivity rooted in dharma. Now, big vision thinking separates ordinary leaders from world transforming innovators. How do you help students expand their vision and think beyond limitations? Yeah, the big vision arises when the mind expands. Meditation opens the doorway to intuition, clarity, and imagination. At our academy, students engage in deep silence programs, guided visualizations, leadership retreats, and futuristic thinking modules. They learn long term strategic frameworks, global trend analysis, moonshot thinking, and systems design. But the real transformation happens when the inner limitations are solved. Gurudev tells students to dream big but remain grounded. When ego drops and clarity rises, vision becomes limitless. Students are encouraged to design impact projects, startups, social innovations, and global initiatives. During their training, they interact with international entrepreneurs, scientists, and change makers who visit the ashram. Vision is cultivated like a muscle through exposure, silence, inspiration, and discipline. Now, the Vedas describe the Mahat Bhava, the state of expanded consciousness in which the mind perceives vast possibilities. Kings, rishis, and architects of civilizations were trained in big vision thinking to rituals, tapasya, and deep study. We bring this tradition into the academy. Students participate in Rudra Homa, the Chandi Homa, and the Gita Parayana to build inner courage and sharpen inner clarity. They study how Rama envisioned an ethical empire, how Krishna reshaped geopolitics, how Chanakya built a national strategy, and how Vishwakarma designed cosmic architecture. These are not stories, they are blueprints of expanded thinking. We teach students to plan not for 1 year, but for 50 years, not for personal gain, but planetary well being. Vision anchored in Dharma becomes unstoppable. This is the true foundation of greatness, Jaydev.